I have a split master, so I start the engine just off the battery. I have the alternator on the off position. That's to prevent any voltage spikes to damaging my alternator. Still needs to be a little warm. So anyway, so once the engine is stable and running, I go ahead and switch on the alternator. I can see that by the voltmeter over here. With these big Continentals, you gotta lean it a little bit on taxi. So that's just to prevent plug fouling. This is a Cessna 182. It's a 182E model, which is 1962 model year. This plane was actually built in December of 61, so on the FAA registration it says 1961, but it is a 1962 model. Just like your cars, you got your model years coming out a little bit early. So we are at Lincoln, California. Lincoln Airport is a 6,000 foot runway, and the calm wind runway right now is 15. So this morning's trip, we're going to go up to Willows, to Nancy's Cafe, and have some breakfast. So Lincoln is an uncontrolled airport. There is no tower or ground control. You generally announce your position in the air and watch out for each other. Not much movement on the ground, so I don't usually hear anyone making calls about where they're going or what they're doing on the ground. So occasionally you'll hear somebody coming in and saying north hangars or gas pump or similar phrases. Whenever we do a run up, we face the direction of the runway. Our wind's calm, although the windsock is showing opposite direction, but winds are calm right now. So first thing we do, make sure we're full rich, prop full fine pitch, both on the mags, and we'll take her up to 1700 RPMs. RP, we get an RPM drop. Left mag only, a little bit about 100. Then back to both, right mag, back down to 100. You're looking for that drop. We'll do the prop, get the cold oil out of the governor. You'll see a drop. So you'll see a corresponding drop in RPM, and manifold pressure will increase. Suction's a little high, but we've got our voltage good. Everything looks like it's normal. Bring the RPMs back down to 1,000. Lincoln traffic, Skylane 90243 X-ray, departing 15 with a right hand turn out to the west, Lincoln. Green. Airspeed alive. Rotate at 60, and we're going miles per hour in this plane. Line about 100. And we're almost at 1,000 feet per minute right now. Cessna 182 with no 470R engine, 230 horsepower. Plan. Now we're going to 4,500 feet, should be good. A little bit easy out there. Pull back over the pins. for 4,500. Engine nice and warm, everything's in the green. Still going about 850, 900 feet per minute. At about 110 miles an hour indicated. We'll speed along the left-hand edge of the buttes over there, and then make a northbound turn for Willows. My QEFB is a pretty good application. I think I got it for Christmas special for around $49 or something with IFR charts and everything. And then I got onto Amazon.com, found myself a Stratix, which is the ADS-B Wash GPS in. So my ADS-B, I get traffic and weather. I only get traffic if there's another aircraft putting out an ADS-B out signal. I do not have ADS-B out. I just have an old Narco ET-165, which is kind of cool because it gives pressure altitude. I'm indicating about 143. I think we got that wind on our tailwind. My GPS says I'm at 157.
7056 Papa, departed Lincoln, landing Chico, flight Molly. November 56 Papa, did you say you're a Command T or something else? Command T 56 Papa. Command T 56 Papa, stand by beacon code Sacramento, altimeter 3014. 3014, 56.
So I'm listening to the local air traffic control frequency for TRACON or NorCal approach, but I'm not having them do flight following or anything like that. Just squawk at 1200.
4240.
I know I'm on the right frequency. I just heard somebody departing Lincoln for Chico.
Mile west of Lincoln Airport, Sacramento, altimeter 3014. Stay altitude and cruise altitude.
And Chico is just to the east of our destination airport.
56 Papa, roger.
We're good and steady at 23 inches of manifold pressure, 2,300 RPMs. Gauge is all green. I like to keep my temperature gauge just below that dot there. I'm not sure that dot must be 400 according to Cessna, but that seems a little too hot to me. This is a single point cylinder head temp gauge. This is one of the hottest cylinders on the passenger side, all the way back at the firewall.
3468 Sacramento International, 11 o'clock, 12 miles, report inside.
We're getting right at 20, so I'm going to pull it down. We'll go to 20 inches, 20 miles out. Now let the nose come down. This airplane, along with its panel, were built before they had the standardized six-pack in airplanes. So it's kind of a, one's called a Cessna shotgun panel. Usually they're mid-60s panels. So the vertical speed indicator is hidden behind my iPad there. Altimeter down at the bottom left-hand corner. Attitude indicator directly in the front middle. So left of that, which is in the wrong position, is my directional gyro. Confirming with my compass that it's the correct. So we're just coming down at 500 feet per minute. Cup left close, trim, mixture. I'll leave everything where it's at, just kind of come on down. Obviously, pull back the throttle, going a little bit fast downhill, so our cylinder head temp's coming down, and as we lower our altitude, our manifold pressure goes up due to the fact that we're getting the thicker air down below, so it gets a little more oxygen to run. This airplane is not unlike a Cessna 172, except you got this extra knob here, which controls your propeller. Whenever we're flying with a constant speed propeller, our throttle is controlling our manifold pressure. That's how I set my power. RPM stays constant with the RPM gauge. The propeller prop controls the pitch, but not really controlling the pitch. We're just controlling the constant speed of the prop at a constant RPM. We're down at 2,700 feet. We're going to do our pattern altitude just a little bit above 1,000. I think it's straight ahead, as I can see the runway straight ahead. We're going to cross over the center line here. We're low enough for any departing traffic, which I do not hear anything. I can see right down runway 31. That makes this airport a little hard to find because it's not across the runway that you're looking at as you're coming in from the south. You're kind of looking at it straight ahead. I mean, if we could go straight 31, but I'm going to stay with the local custom and come around to right pattern for 16. We'll just do an extended downwind for 16, do right pattern on our base and final, and taxi back for breakfast. I'll make a radio call real quick. Willows traffic, 7943 X-ray, westbound, 7 miles to the south of the airport, crossing over Highway 5, setting up the right pattern, 16 Willows. So this is Highway 5 below us, pretty easy landmark, so they know I'm approximately 7 miles south of the airport, westbound, crossing over Highway 5. We're about a good downwind for 16, so we'll make our turn. I'm shooting for 1,000 feet. We're at 1,600 currently. Right traffic's usually a little bit more difficult than left traffic because the airfield's on your right-hand side across the passenger seat. It's a little bit hard to judge your distance. We may be a little too far out, but that's okay. Here it looks okay. So we're about even 16, so we'll pull our power. I pulled the mixture midfield. Put our prop in. We're coming speed. All trimming. Then we're at flap speed, 10 miles an hour. About 15 inches. Don't want to get too bad. Willows traffic, Skylane's on a right base, 16, full stop Willows. As we're turning, I'll throw no 20 degrees flaps. Getting a little slow, so I'll push the nose down. Remember, when we're landing, our power and our pitch is for speed, our power is for altitude. We're coming around, we'll just keep on rolling around. Real gentle, this is right where the stall happens. Now the approach stall, slow speed low to the ground. And Willows traffic, Skylane's final for 16, full stop. I'll wait till the last minute to put my last bit of flaps in. A little overshot, so this is dangerous here. A little more power. And the rest of that. Still on frequency. Where you headed, George? Up, so our weight goes on our wheels and make this taxi wet. One thing I forgot on final was to push the curb heat in. I like to do that on short final in case I have to go around. We'll clean it up once we're off the runway. Willows traffic runway clear. Flaps up, and light off. Transponder on standby. And we'll lean for taxi. The thing about the FlyQ EFV is once you're landed, it senses that and it gives you a airport diagram with your position. So you can see where you're at, where to taxi to, where your runways are. Well, helpful for situational awareness when you're in a unfamiliar airport. You set my trim for takeoff, make sure that's good. Forgot that one time. Most dangerous thing about a 182 is if you hit full power with full up trim, you got to have muscles to push down your nose down, otherwise you're going to stall. And this being a 1962 model 182E, they redesigned a lot of the things in this airplane: flatter floor, wider cabin, a lot of the modern upgrades. One thing later in the years they did was increase the horizontal tail surface and elevator surface. Fortunately, this airplane has a smaller elevator and it is nose heavy, so you either got single pilot or pilot with a passenger, you are nose heavy. I tend to keep a lot of tools and a case of water in the back passenger compartment. Pull the CG back a little. You just got to be aware of that. Carry a little more power in the landing so you have that elevator authority. Another thing about a 182 is you do not want to run over chains. They're known for picking up chains, the tie downs, then you're rebuilding your engine.